Hello, and welcome to the Don't You Know I'm Loco podcast. We're three cousins looking to break generational curses by sharing our mental health and healing journeys. Join me, Candy,
Lisa.
and
Renee.
as we talk about
The things we're not supposed to talk about.
Hi, guys!
Hi.
Welcome back to our channel.
Hey.
For those of you that are listening and not watching, again, you're missing out.
Uh-huh.
Renee is not here today. So
No.
it's just the girls, today.
girls.
Girls' day.
Lady's also here, so I'm sure you'll hear her breathing at some point.
Yeah, it's not us, okay, guys.
No.
It's lady. Okay. Renee is out this episode because he's dealing with a family emergency. It's affected all of our family. And we decided to do an episode to keep the episode going because he
Yeah.
asked us to. He asked us to do it for him and for his sister, Fabi.
Fabi. Hi, Fabi.
Hi, Fabi.
We love you.
And so here we are because we both do not like to do it without Renee.
Yeah. So this will probably go like everywhere.
It's
Warning.
It's gonna be a 15-minute episode, guys. Just kidding. We're trying not to. But yeah,
It'll just be all over the place.
yeah, there's been times where Renee's like, "You can record without me," and we're like, "It's okay, we're
Yeah.
good, we're good." And so, but this one we're like, "Okay,
Yeah.
we'll do it."
Yeah.
So it took us a while to get up here.
Uh-huh.
We don't realize how much goes into this, how much
Yeah.
Renee does.
He does
So
so much.
thank you, Renee, for what you do. We definitely understand and
Mhm.
appreciate it a lot more
Yes.
because I didn't even know how to turn on the light.
No.
But yeah. All right. So today we're going to be talking about heartbreak and breakups.
And breakups and
Yep.
all the ugly stuff that goes
Mhm.
with that.
Yep. Lisa titled this "Not Your Mama's Breakup." Just so you know.
No, it is not the same. It is not the same. There is resources out there, everybody.
Wow, that's interesting.
Uh-huh.
I was thinking about that too, like how how breakups are, and like when you're like in high school versus
Yeah.
like as an adult, like yeah,
Yeah, it still hurts. It still hurts
Yeah.
as hell.
huh,
But it's
definitely,
different.
yeah. So let's get into our challenges.
Yay,
What is
challenges.
You go first.
Okay. We should have flipped a coin.
I know, right? That's true.
Oh, lady woke up.
Guys, lady. She's so cute. She just like popped up. Like, hey guys, let me tell you my challenge. Seriously,
She's like,
watch
I
the
heard my
video.
mom.
It's so cute. She literally just popped up in the corner. Like
Oh, man.
she photobombed. Hi lady.
Hi, lady. Okay, well, my challenge this week has been, I think we all have the same challenges, at least in the family, with I'm trying to struggle to say without saying too much, I guess.
Mhm.
I don't know,
Yeah.
just all the stuff that's going on with Favi and the family and everything, and those that don't know, if you don't know, sorry. I don't know what to say. Yeah.
So we're experiencing a family emergency right now, and the details are not ours to tell. But we just want to let you guys know that we appreciate everybody's prayers and concerns during this time. It's definitely affecting everybody. It's just I don't think we expected what was gonna happen. Like we could never expect what could happen, but it's just like for instance for me, like with my parents and their accident, it was like we don't even know what to do. Like we're running around like what? What's going on,
Yeah.
And so out of respect and for their privacy, we're just gonna say that it's a family emergency and that it affects Renee and his family directly and his sister directly. And we've just trying to been navigating, like
Yeah.
checking up on. I've definitely been checking up. We've definitely been checking up
Yeah.
on Renee to see how he's doing, and so
Mhm.
because also like mental health is a big important part during this because
Yeah.
it's like it weighs so heavy on you
Mhm.
that you can't do anything to help,
Mhm. Yeah.
and it's actually brought up a lot of feelings for me
Uh-huh.
with my mom and stuff, like
Yeah.
being at the hospital and getting all the
Yeah.
updates and stuff like that. And it's like it's just hard because it's like you're dealing with it, and then you're having
Yeah.
to let everybody know what's going on,
Yeah.
and then everybody's questions, and like, and I
Mhm.
know you went through that with your dad and stuff,
Yeah.
and so it's just hard. Like, it's just
Uh-huh.
it's overwhelming,
Mhm.
but it's like there's nowhere
But
in the world
there's
you'd rather be like than to
yeah.
be there. Like, I would never
Mhm.
leave the hospital. Like,
Mhm.
so yeah,
Yeah.
Renee is back in California for now, for
Mhm.
and I don't know how long he's gonna be there, but
Yeah.
just you know
Yeah.
that's what we've been. That's everybody's challenge this
Challenge,
week.
yeah,
So
but I
so
mean,
Fabi strong.
yes, Fabi's
Hashtag
strong
Fabi strong,
and
and we appreciate everybody praying and everybody sending good vibes, and just
mhm.
just
Yeah.
we there's
I
literally like no words,
know.
but
I
she's
know.
she's
She's just like has like the best like attitude and I mean
she's in
what
good
you
spirits.
can. Yeah, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. And great spirits and she still has her sense of humor and everything and
Mm.
it's so cool,
Yeah,
to hear her and to see that cuz
yeah.
you know,
Mm-hmm.
um but yeah.
I know it's always like when things happen, like when things happen in our family, we definitely all come
We all
together
stop what
and
we're
we're
doing
like,
and
what's going
just
on? Yeah, I
focus
know.
on what happened,
Mm-hmm.
and just
Yeah.
be even if it's just like being there and just sitting
Mm-hmm.
there with them and just
Mm-hmm.
those little things that I don't know if they I'm assuming they help, but it's just
Yeah.
you feel so
Mm-hmm.
helpless and you just want to fix it and help everybody, but
Mm-hmm. You
you
can.
just kind of have to
Yeah.
sit back and
Mm-hmm. All you
pray
could do
and
is be support at this
yeah.
point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
But
yeah.
yeah, that's what we've been
One
dealing with.
thing that I do that I have been appreciating and I loved is seeing like that group chat that we have how like everyone has like is so like it's all like our cousins but like ones that we don't talk to like daily but to
Mm-hmm.
like see to hear them from them
Mm-hmm.
or something
Yeah.
like daily I
Mm-hmm.
hate that it's for this reason but like
Yeah.
just to see Jerry's name pop up or
Mm-hmm.
see Tony's name or Peter or
Yeah.
like
Uh-huh.
it's cool it's a
Yeah.
good feeling like oh okay like
Mm-hmm. Like we're all coming
we're all
together.
together and we're
Mm-hmm.
all
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
like one of
that's
us
nice.
it's one of us it's going
Yeah.
through it
Mm-hmm.
so
Yeah. But yeah, we're
mhm.
hoping Renee will be back soon.
Yeah.
But if not, we understand, and then you're
Mhm.
just stuck with me and Lisa until
Yeah.
then.
Yeah. Good luck.
And lady.
And lady.
And lady,
Lady's hot breath.
Again, the heavy breathing is not us, okay? It's definitely lady. Hi, lady.
Yeah.
But yeah. All right, so let's get into our topic.
Yeah. Well, our topic was actually recommended by
It was a suggestion,
it was a
right?
suggestion, yeah,
Mhm.
by Nadia. So thank you so much for suggesting this. So if you guys have any like other suggestions that you want us to talk about,
Mhm.
this is one.
Mhm.
So,
Mhm.
let us know what you guys want to hear.
Yep. Messages.
Mm-hmm.
You can always text us.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I did wanted to mention that.
Yeah.
You guys, we always talk about like we don't mind hearing from you, like text us and stuff like that. Like, I 1,000% mean that. Like,
Yeah.
if you need somebody to talk to, like, text me, call me. If you don't have my number, ask somebody for it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind answering to. I mean, I don't be picking up numbers that I don't know, so
Yeah.
forgive
For more.
me. Yeah. It's not debt
Uh-huh.
collectors because I don't not
Mine
pay my
are.
bills no more. So that was like when I was like 18.
No, but it's all those spams and all the
Yeah.
oh,
There's
it's
so much
still.
stuff.
But yeah, I mean, we're
Yeah.
still gonna
Leave a message,
Yeah.
text me, something. But yeah. Yeah, I definitely wanted to,
Mhm.
again reiterate that we're here if you guys need to
Yeah.
talk and just, check up on your people.
Yes.
Big
Yes,
time.
it's huge.
Mhm.
Yeah, because we're all going through something.
Yeah.
All of us. I
Uh-huh.
guarantee you, all of us are going through something.
Yeah, definitely. It's hard.
Mm-hmm.
Life be lifing.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. Just walking through like a bunch of Neanderthals.
I know. Oh my god,
Oh my
I love
gosh.
that meme or the
So
little
funny. Oh my god. For everything, Lisa and Renee will put the Neanderthal
Uh-huh.
memes or gifs in the group chat because of
Yeah.
their from the DNA results episode, the unpacking
Uh-huh.
our roots episode, where they said the percentage of Neanderthal, but
Yeah. What was that, like 89%? Renee's 88. I'm 89. It's all right.
Oh my gosh. So, do you remember your first
Oh my
breakup?
gosh. My first, I don't know if I remember my first breakup.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I didn't
Or
really
heartbreak?
have any heartbreak. Yes.
Mhm.
Breakups were just, I don't know, you just kind of stopped talking to them.
Yeah.
I did that a lot, like in my younger age.
Oh,
you know,
okay.
just I was
Yeah.
a ghoster. I hate that.
Oh
I
no.
hate that about myself. I hate that. But I've learned.
Yeah.
But for sure, my first heartbreak
Uh-huh.
um was fuck. That's hard because
Mm-hmm.
there's been a few, you know, that.
Yeah.
But the one that really, really, okay, the one that really hurt
Uh-huh.
was my last husband.
Uh-huh.
That one changed my life
Oh.
for sure. Which is weird because I would think like my first husband, but I think I was so young and I was so like I didn't understand. I didn't know myself,
Mhm.
you know, like it led up
Yeah.
to it, but yeah, like it devastated me. Like
Mhm.
it shook me. I mean, you know, you were there. You saw my,
Mhm.
you know, my break, and
Mhm.
you know, it was something that that caught me off guard.
Mhm.
And maybe I should have known,
Mhm.
you know, but at the time, it was done to me. Everything
Mhm.
was to me, you
Mhm.
know, and
Yeah.
um, regardless of whatever our relationship was, it was. I didn't know myself. I didn't know who I
Mhm.
was, you know, and it
Mhm.
took this death, you
Mhm.
know, of this relationship
Mhm.
to bring myself out or and like
Mhm.
to know myself and to
Mhm.
like it like I said, life changing, you know, like
Mhm.
it totally life changed
Yeah.
and it sucks that I had to be like that, but
Mhm.
fuck it, whatever, you know, like
Mhm.
I'm a different person and
Yeah.
I'm grateful for that and I'm forever thankful for that, you know?
Mhm. Yeah.
Um but I think that was like the real heartbreak. Like everything
Mhm.
else, like it hurt,
Mhm.
you know, but
Yeah.
this one hurt.
Mm. Yeah, that's hard. Like you
Yeah.
have one idea of what it is, and then this
Uh-huh.
comes and you know.
Which is weird because like it wasn't it wasn't like that
Mhm.
cuz I had such a I mean, we can go into it. Are we talking about it now? Yeah,
It's
huh?
up to you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Like it was I think cuz it caught me off guard. The
Mhm.
whole relationship was like based on a lie. The
Mm.
whole like it was fuck, I didn't know
You were
what the
blindsided.
fuck happened.
You
The
were
whole
blindsided.
relationship.
Oh.
The whole relationship. I was like, now looking back,
Yeah.
you know, and I'm not gonna go into like the actual
Yeah.
specifics of it, but
Mhm.
what led to it,
Mhm.
you know, is what I really want to talk about because
Mhm.
at the time you're devastated. Like
Mhm.
you can't see, you
Mhm.
know, tomorrow. You can't see
Yeah.
this afternoon. You know,
Mhm.
like you're just so dead.
Mhm.
You know, and you can't just shake it off or you can't just it's not just, you know,
Mhm.
something that you can rip
Yeah.
off and be okay, you
Mhm.
know? Like it takes time and
Yeah.
you know, and now that I have my daughter
Mhm.
and she's gone through her first heartbreak,
Mm.
I was able to be there for her and I was able to
Mhm.
like coach her. And I'm 100% about everybody has to feel their shit themselves, right?
Mhm.
Like you can't feel anything for anybody.
Yeah.
Um if I can like make it a little easier for her,
Mhm.
you know, and like I know I not that I coach her, but like I teach her
Mhm.
um how to be, you know, a good person, how to like respect people, how to talk to people, how to, you know, like the basic stuff that you teach. Lady, leave her alone. Stop it.
Guys, lady's paw is literally, you can see it coming
Yeah.
at me. You
And
have
it's
to watch this
hard.
video. Oh no, Darla's
Yeah.
super strong. She does the same thing.
Oh my
Like she
God.
literally like manhandles you. Like keep petting
Sorry.
me. It's okay.
um Yeah, but like seeing my daughter, going back to my daughter real quick,
Yeah.
seeing her like experience the stuff that she experiences is
Mm-hmm.
another heartbreak, another, you know,
Yeah.
thing. But
Yeah.
to be able to help her out and tell her things that, you know, that nobody would have ever told you when you were a
Mm-hmm.
kid, you know, like I tell her
Mm-hmm.
like, hey, boys are different. Boys
Yeah.
are, they're not thinking the same way you're thinking, you know.
Mm-hmm.
They're thinking their brains are like in 4th grade and you're in
Mm-hmm.
8th grade. Like
Mm-hmm.
it sounds so crazy, but
Mm-hmm.
it's true.
Yeah.
You think about them, they're thinking about like PlayStation. They're thinking about something else.
Yeah.
And you're thinking, why aren't they calling me or why aren't they texting me
Mm-hmm.
back? And why, you know,
Yeah.
like because they're not thinking like that.
Yeah,
They're
no.
different, you know?
Mm-mm.
And when you see those little shifts change like in her little brain, like you see it like
Mhm.
she's like, well, they're not, you know,
Yeah.
and then she'll like do whatever and she's like, Mom, he was like, you know, doing something with tutoring or whatever, you know. And I was like,
Uh-huh.
see, I told you, like, you can't think like them. They're not thinking like
Yeah.
you. And like our whole like emotional like intelligence is so different from
Different
boys,
levels,
you
yeah.
know? And then,
Mhm.
so I think, and that's what I mean by like, it's not your mama's heartbreak
Yeah.
because we can teach our kids.
Yeah.
And if boys too, like if you have sons or whatever, like I don't have
Yeah.
any sons, so you know, I can't. But if you could teach your son how to treat a girl, how to treat themselves, how to respect themselves,
Yeah.
we can avoid so much
Mhm.
hurt,
Yeah.
you know, because
Mhm.
kids
Hi.
are mean.
They are. Because if you don't love yourself, how the hell are you gonna love somebody else?
Yes.
Can I get an amen? Amen. That's my favorite part of RuPaul's Drag
I love
Race.
that.
It's like
I love that.
such a positive note to leave it on. Yeah. I think in like adolescence, it's like the end of the world, right? Because I remember
Yeah.
my first breakup um was like I didn't know what to do. Like the world was ending basically, and it was like, and then add on top of that childhood trauma, right?
Yes.
Because
Mhm.
I was always a pick me girl, like pick
Uh-huh.
me,
Uh-huh.
you know, like the it comes from that a scene in Grey's Anatomy where she's like pick me over the wife in Grey's Anatomy.
Oh,
She's like
no, I
pick
don't know.
me, right?
Uh-huh.
So that's a term that's been coined now as being a
Oh, I've
pick me
heard.
girl,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah,
Being
yeah.
a pick me girl like needs all the attention and stuff like that. And mine was because I didn't have self love and I wanted to
Uh-huh.
get that love from somebody else.
Uh-huh.
So being in a relationship is where I was getting, you know, that love from being filled. And
Mhm.
I was 16. So yeah, 16,
Mhm.
and that relationship was like on and off for like years.
Wow.
And so
Yeah.
I remember like what that felt like, and it was like, dang, if I had been in therapy then, like it probably
Mhm.
wouldn't have affected me as much as it did,
Yeah.
you know. And then from
Yeah.
then on, it was just like the blueprint for how I dated, you
Uh-huh.
know. It
Yeah.
was like devastating.
Exactly.
Like I even remember one time there was a guy that when I started going to Fullerton College, he was a little bit older and like he wanted to settle down and be in a relationship, and I was like, I'm trying to be a hoe for show. I'm not trying to be boyfriend and girlfriend because I remember that.
Oh, for
I
sure.
li-
Oh my god,
I
I
like
love
being
it.
having fun and going partying and, you know,
Uh-huh.
being flirty and this and
Yeah.
that. And me and my best friend are going out and
Uh-huh.
partying. I'm not trying to have a boyfriend and then not
Yeah.
get to party. No, thank
No.
you.
You know
So,
what? Well, that's one good thing about like I know you and I both did it, but
uh-huh.
like we partied and we like
Uh-huh.
had our fun. Like
Mhm.
we nope.
Definitely. Definitely. And I think about it now, and I was like, and then after that, my ass was over there trying to make,
Uh-huh.
trying to have a boyfriend, and I was like,
Uh-huh.
and the first time this guy wanted to be my boyfriend, I was like, oh what? No, I'm trying to have fun. And then I was like, tonta, and then after that, you're over there chasing, like trying to be everybody's girlfriend, and you no,
No.
always accepting scraps.
Ugh.
Like Mel Robbins said,
Uh-huh.
accepting scraps. Yeah, but that's why now I'm like, woo. We got lucky.
Yeah.
We put a lot of work in,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
we're here. And now it's like honestly, if I'm not putting this out there, but you know, if I ever had to go back on dating apps, I'm like if I ever had to date, I never went on dating apps.
Uh-huh.
Literally
Oh,
at the
you were able to
beginning of our
avoid
relationship,
that. Oh,
at the
lucky you.
beginning of our relationship
Mhm.
was when all that stuff was going on, and then I
Mhm.
was like, oh my god, no, thank you. But
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do I always say? I'm like, I'm gonna be a hoe for sure. Then I'm not gonna get married again. I'll just have fun. I'm gonna be one of
Uh-huh.
them viejitas that you see at the casino, like in their outfits.
Oh my
Like,
god, they're the best. They're
hey.
so fun.
Mhm. But yeah, it's hard. Like it's hard.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, dang. I wonder because I definitely feel a lot different. If you guys listen to the episode about therapy, um, like I feel a lot different. Like even
Yeah.
in the past like 6 months,
Uh-huh.
I feel like I was in a fog before, and now I can see things. And I'm like, dang, even now, like in my relationship, things have shifted and I
Mhm.
feel different and I feel like
Mhm.
more like a partner because honestly,
Yeah.
I wasn't a partner before. Because Renee and I talked about this when we went to campus the other day, where I was like, I feel like with us, we stopped developing our brain after our trauma. So we're like stuck in 8-year-old us.
Yeah.
And there's certain things that I don't process and I don't
Uh-huh.
think. And I'm
Uh-huh.
like, what?
Yeah.
And because Renee's like, I feel like I'm still a kid. And I was like, so do I.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Yeah.
but now I feel like I'm finally adulting. It only took
Uh-huh.
me 30 something years, guys. So there's still hope.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's something that I am learning. I'm learning
Mm-hmm.
that in therapy
Mm-hmm.
in during the EMDR. The last two sessions that I had,
Mm-hmm.
I haven't been we haven't done EMDR
Mm-hmm.
because I'm still unpacking everything from the previous
Yeah.
and like all the impact that it has made, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So like when
Yeah.
we're in session with the counselor and he's we're going over stuff and I'm just like like all this stuff
Yeah.
that like being introduced to,
Yeah.
like things that like I should have been taught. I should have been taught as a child, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm learning that now.
Yeah.
And I think before I used to be so hard on myself and
Mm-hmm.
so like kind of like annoyed at myself because I didn't know things.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, how do I not know that?
Mm-hmm.
Or like I've had people in the past that have drilled that in my head
Mm.
that how do I not know that?
Mm.
How can I be so stupid?
That's a
How can
shitty
I
feeling.
how can I like how do I not see it? How do I not get it?
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Mhm.
And at the time, they're just words and you're just like, I don't know how I don't fucking get it. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know? And then now I'm
Mhm.
like, I didn't know because I didn't fucking know.
Yeah.
It didn't make sense to me then.
Yeah.
But guess what? It makes sense to me now. And guess what? I'm smarter than you. You know?
Yeah. For real.
But it's like,
Yeah.
I feel like that. I feel like,
Yeah.
you know what? Like, I'm not dumb. I know
Mm-mm.
I've never been dumb.
Mhm.
But yes, I have been called dumb because I didn't understand and I couldn't comprehend things like I used to,
Your brain works different.
Right.
Mhm.
And it's just like, guys, therapy works.
Yeah. For real.
It really unclogs shit, and like I'm testament that like it can reset your brain into,
Mhm.
getting into things that getting into school,
Mhm.
learning, like actually comprehending what you're learning.
Yeah.
And that was my big thing is like, I'm just reading this shit and like answering the damn questions and like,
Mhm.
yeah, right. And
Yeah.
I'm done with that class, next class, right.
Yeah.
And I had no idea what I was doing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was just like,
I've done
shit,
that before.
like I'm getting C's and D's. Fuck it.
Yeah.
I'm getting my degree. Fuck
Mhm.
it. But it's like, I'm not learning anything,
Yeah.
and now I can see the light. I can see that,
Mm.
hey, I did learn that. Like, hey,
Mhm.
like,
You're retaining the information.
yes,
Mm.
and that's so big,
Yeah.
And I'm 42 years old, and I'm
Mhm.
just getting that,
Yeah.
And it's
Mhm.
just, and for me, at least with the whole podcast and everything, and if I can avoid years and years and years of suffering of freaking people thinking, whatever they're thinking, like if
Mhm.
I can tell you like it's avoidable, do the work.
Yeah.
It happens. You can fix yourself. You can heal
Mhm.
yourself,
Yeah.
Yes, I've had God and yes, I've had, all these tools, but like it's possible.
Yeah.
It's freaking possible.
Mhm. Yeah. I know it's a lot. Bring your thing up. It like totally rewires your brain, and it's and that's the thing is that most of the like therapy that's out there is like talk therapy. So people are like,
Mhm.
what, but like even that, helps you break the ice to be
Yeah.
open to things like this. Like this is not, I don't want to say it's not conventional therapy, but it's like different because it's like going into your like psyche and stuff that you don't have control over,
Yeah.
that you have no idea that it's like holding you back.
No idea.
And so like
No
you
idea.
know, like in relationships, it's like, can you imagine how much, because essentially you're making extra space because you're getting rid of all this stuff in your brain that's been, you know, stuck back there. And so I can only imagine how relationships change after this, you know, because it's like your brain's totally right. You're like a whole new person.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think about that, like my relationship now from where we were 10 years ago, because we've been together for almost 11 years.
That's crazy.
And we've been through the fucking trenches.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dang, when I think about that, like I was scared to go to therapy. And I got there because Fernando was like, let's go to couples therapy. And we were just dating then. And then I ended up on my own journey to therapy. And that's how I ended up here. But I was like, you also have to be in a relationship where they want to see you grow. Because sometimes people want to keep you where you're at. They want to keep you down. They want to like beat you down and, you know, so that you think you can't get better. But it's like, no. You thought no, right? And like with breakups, it's like it sucks that breakup that you had, but honestly, I've seen the light come back into your eyes since you started, like even since we started this podcast. I see the light come back into your eyes, and I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
And who's to say that had that not happened, you would have even, you know,
Exactly.
because
I
you get
don't
comfortable
know.
and you're just like, oh, I'm good. This
You're
person
just like
accepts
going
it.
along in the ride. You're just like on the ride and like, okay, like you already know what to expect. You already know how the fights are going to be. You already know what the outcome is going to be because it's been like that, you know, until you are outside of that and you see like, that's not okay.
Yeah.
We don't treat people like that. Vice versa, you know, because it goes both ways. And I'm 100% guilty of that.
Yeah, me too.
But it's like until you see it and you experience it,
until you're like outside looking in, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because I look at breakups after that, like, and then like my last situationship before I met Fernando, it was like we weren't even in a relationship, right? But we did everything relationship wise. But it was like, why did I accept that? Because I didn't have self-love, because I was insecure, because I like, and I have a great example of what what a marriage looks like with my parents. Like my parents are so like lovey-dovey still, and it's so cute. But I was like, well, why are you accepting this other shit? You know, like, so I mean, it's hard work, and then when you break up, it's like you poured into this, you know, this thing,
this
and
is
you
your
put
life.
years, and you know, you guys in a marriage with kids, like you guys have kids together, and you guys have assets together, and then you have to like break everything up, like you're literally breaking up a house to see who gets what. And that's not something that I've ever experienced, so I can only imagine what that does to you mentally. Like
and it's crazy, like, because like while you're going through it, like from experience twice, while you're going through it, it's just like, I mean, I don't know, maybe because I'm a little bit more resilient because I've gone through so much that it's just like another thing, you know. But it is extremely traumatic.
Yeah.
Like change, like I'm thinking about it right now. I've never really thought about it, but like that's changing your life, like everything.
Yeah, you're changing your address, you're changing your income, you're changing your daily life, you're changing everything.
The way you eat, the way you sleep, the way you everything.
Yeah, because they're like uprooting everything and taking and having to take it somewhere else. That's a lot.
And on top of that, going through a heartache because that person, or you know, that marriage or relationship is over. Like, you know, it's grief that you have to go through, and
it's literally like a death.
Yeah.
Like it's like feels like there's no, like, when is this feeling gonna end?
Yeah.
When am I not gonna feel this way? When is it
Like, when
when
is
am
it
I
gonna
gonna be back?
pass? Like, when is this,
Yeah.
like, when am I gonna be able to breathe again? When am I gonna be able to, like,
Mhm.
laugh or, like,
Yeah.
enjoy, and you
Mhm.
don't think of those things at the time. At the time, it's just everything's hell.
Mhm.
Everything's dark and miserable, and you want to listen to those nasty songs, and, you
Mhm.
want to make yourself miserable. Like, you
Mhm.
want to go through it,
Yeah.
I think it's important to go through it,
Yeah, to feel your
but
feelings.
you have to, like, have um your boundaries,
Mhm.
because you have to. And I think, well, with therapy,
Yeah.
that's when you're able to be like, okay, that's enough time of,
Mhm.
you know, feeling this way.
Yeah.
Now we need to move on and
Mhm.
come back to that if we have to. But that's the difference of being in therapy and not being in therapy, is like you can pause it, not
Mhm.
necessarily like sweep it under the rug, but just
Mhm.
like pause it and then revisit it,
Yeah.
in a different
Mhm.
state of mind, because
Yeah.
at the time your emotions, like everything is going crazy, that you're
Mhm.
just like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, you're not thinking logically.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Mhm. That's that's heavy. And then, like, not to put you on blast, but you've gone through that twice, and I'm sure it was two different experiences.
Very different,
Yeah.
very different, because
Mhm.
my first one I had my daughter,
Mhm.
and that was, the thing is, like, you're going through shit, but you're just going through the motions and just going through it,
Mhm. You just push through.
yeah.
Mm.
And that was my huge mistake, was pushing through one marriage, one divorce into another marriage,
Mm.
and not being, having that space,
Mhm. Yeah.
and um that's where I know I that was one thing that, not to regret, because I everything happens for a reason,
Mhm.
and it makes you who you are, and I wouldn't change it for a minute, but it I think I think even till now, like, I still don't have that sense of, like, where my future is going to go.
Mhm.
Like, what am I envisioning? What,
Yeah.
because before, I've always envisioned a family. I've always envisioned, like,
Mhm.
having more kids and having, like, the house and all that stuff.
Mhm.
And, but now, going through everything, like, I'm so much happier.
Mhm.
And because I know myself, and I
Mhm.
know I can be a better partner. I know I can be a better mother. I know I am a better mother,
Mhm.
because of that. And it sucks that I had to take something like that
Yeah.
to make me,
Mhm.
but I have a child that's looking at me, that
Mhm.
watches everything that I do.
Mhm.
And, and at first I was very like, I'm fine. Nothing's wrong. I can get through this. We've done this before, like, bootstraps up, like, let's go.
Mhm.
I can buy another house, whatever, right? It was
Yeah.
very like, whatever,
Mhm.
but it wasn't until you actually feel that shit and be like, fuck,
Mhm.
I have to go buy another house. I have to go fucking take my kid, like, fuck, right?
Yeah.
But it's like, but then what? But then what? You're gonna, like, just, you have to move on,
Yeah.
and I thank God that I'm able to look back now
Mhm.
and be able to, like, now I know that I have grown.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
right
Yeah.
now, this moment that I'm talking about it,
Mhm.
because before I was just going through the process. Now that I'm able to be like, hey, I did survive that. Hey, I did
Mhm.
survive that other one too, and, like, and my daughter's still okay.
Yeah.
So, you know what? Fuck it. Like, I'm fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think that was, like, the big thing, is that, and I've discovered this in therapy too, is that I've always, like, struggled with being fine.
Mhm.
The difference being okay and being fine.
Mhm.
I've always been okay.
Yeah.
My whole life I've been okay.
Mhm.
Regardless of what the fuck is going on, I've been okay. Like, you ask me, hey, how are you? I'm okay. I'm okay. You know?
Mhm.
But I've never been fine. I've never been like, I'm fine. Like, everything's good.
Yeah.
But I can see, with all this stuff going on that I'm working towards, I can plan now, and I can
Mhm.
see. Before, I couldn't plan. Before, it was just like getting by. Before, it was just like, oh, what are we doing next week or whatever, you know, like we got next week covered, you know?
Yeah.
And it was just like, but what about like everything else? What about like, yeah, I have, you know, like I'm planning my retirement. I'm planning all these things, you know, as an individual,
Yeah.
you know, but
Mhm.
that's because that's what I'm kind of molded into,
Mhm. Yeah, you
right?
learn to be on your own and you learn to be in your own happiness by yourself.
Yeah.
And so that's why like you're not relying on somebody else for your
Mm,
happiness. And
100%.
I think that's so it's it's hard to do. And then it's like because society makes you feel like what are you doing because you're alone? And it's
Yeah.
like or like us, what are you doing? You're not having kids. Who's gonna take care of you? My damn self, or
Yeah. My damn
whatever.
money, shit.
Yeah, I don't have money. What do you mean?
My kids don't want to take care of me.
Right? I'm like I'm the rich Thea. Okay, but I think
Yeah.
a lot of that is like you have to learn to be by yourself because then like your identity becomes who you are in this partnership, you
Uh-huh.
know? And then like you said when you went from one to another
Uh-huh.
and you didn't get to learn who you were
Uh-huh.
until after, you
Uh-huh.
know?
Yeah.
And now it's like it's cool to see you realize like to go back and be like, "Oh, okay, I see what that was," or "Oh, okay, I
Uh-huh.
understand now."
Yeah.
'Cause I think that's important. I think a lot of people are like they break up and then they're like back at it again. But
Uh-huh.
it's like, no, take the time to discover yourself. Take the time to realize what really matters to you. Like, who do you even know who you are? Like,
Mm-mm.
and I'm like, I didn't know who I was either. Like, even at the beginning of a relationship, Fernando was like, "So what's your 5 year plan?" And I'm like, "What? Who plans 5 years ahead?
Not
Not
even at
me.
work. I'm like,
Look,
5 years. I don't even know I'm gonna be here in 5 years.
I'm like, the only thing I plan is when I'm having breakfast, what's for
Uh-huh.
lunch or what's for dinner. That's as far as I go in planning, right? But now, we do make future plans and we do like,
Mhm.
and I do like even little
That's so
things that
cool.
I'm like, I can do this on my own. Where before I'd be like, who can come with me?
Uh-huh.
Like I
Uh-huh.
couldn't be by myself. And now, like, I even took a sewing class to learn how to use a sewing machine and I went by myself and I learned. Like I took the day off and I did that on my
Did you
own.
really?
Yeah.
That is so cool. I've always wanted. I mean, I've. Oh, that is so cool.
I know. I didn't know how to use a sewing machine, so I was like, I should learn. And it was free at the library. But like things like that where I'm like, I need to be able to do things by myself. Because it wasn't until like I moved here that I ever had dinner by myself. Like I had never had dinner by myself
Uh-huh.
until I moved here and I wanted to go to this restaurant and nobody else wanted to go. So I was like, screw it, I'm gonna go
Fuck
by
you guys.
myself. I'm gonna go by myself. And I
Uh-huh.
did.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, okay, like I'm so in awe of my sister, my little sister D. Hi D.
Hi, Dee.
She does so many things for herself.
Uh-huh.
Like she's very independent and very like,
Uh-huh.
I'm good, like, and
Uh-huh.
she takes her days to do her things and she reads so much and her fitness is taking care of herself and it's like, like I like that people take time to discover
Yeah,
themselves
and
because
because we've never seen it before,
mm-mm.
so to see somebody do it and actually
Yeah.
like succeed at it and like be good at it and just
Mhm.
like it's
Yeah.
empowering.
Mhm.
Like your sister and seeing your niece,
Mhm.
how she's being taken care of, how she's
Mhm.
able to be the little person she is because she has a mom
Mhm.
that's accepting. That's
Yeah.
a
Mhm.
rock star. Like
Yeah. It's and that's the thing is like with breakups it can go one of two ways.
yeah,
It's like you go down a spiral or
hmm
you know, pick yourself up and like, okay, well, let's figure out who I am now.
yeah,
Who I
yeah,
am by myself. Who I
uh-huh.
am this, after the fact.
Yeah.
It's just I think a lot of that too is like people checking up on you and stuff.
Uh-huh.
Like you always saying like, "Oh, I'm okay. I'm okay,"
Uh-huh.
and it's like, "But are you really?"
Uh-huh.
Like. But
Yeah.
yeah.
And it's funny because, like, I'm an imposter.
No, you're not. Imposter syndrome.
Oh my gosh. The shit that I've gone through that I just, like, I don't talk about,
Mhm.
that people don't know about.
Mhm.
Obviously, I'm very private, but I'm private because of a reason.
Yeah.
I'm but the reason why I'm saying this is because you don't have to be stuck. You don't have to
Mhm.
live your life like that. You don't,
Mhm.
regardless of what happens to you, that doesn't define you. That doesn't
Yeah.
make you who you are,
Yeah. Mhm.
And I know, like, I read a lot of, like, or I listen to a lot of, like, podcasts and stuff about true crimes and stuff like that. And you hear about these horrible stories about people being in relationships and domestic violence where,
Mhm.
like, it's unfortunate that, people have these conflicts that end in death,
Mhm.
because people don't know how to treat each other. They
Mhm.
don't know how to live together. They don't know
Mhm.
how to, because they don't know themselves.
Yeah.
And it's all
Mhm.
connected. It's
Oh yeah.
all fucking connected. Like, some way, somehow, like, we're all dysfunctional for a reason, but,
Mhm.
like, by talking, and this is what's helping
Mhm.
me, is by talking about it and
Yeah.
and listening to myself, right?
Mhm.
Because, like, you can talk all day, but, like, if you listen to yourself and
Mhm.
like, fuck, I did experience that, and yes, I got
Mhm.
over it, or I was able to go over it, and I was able to, like,
Mhm.
that itself therapeutic is therapy, right?
Yeah. Being able to see like your progress is such a big like it's such a
Mhm.
feeling that you can't explain. Like
Mhm.
it's just like, oh wow, I do see
Mhm.
growth in myself, or I do,
Mhm. Mhm.
like I said in the past 6 months, I'm like, dang, because
Yeah.
I would have not
Uh,
done that before. Like that was not the same candy.
yeah. I love
Yeah,
that sewing class thing though. That was really cool.
I know it was fun. But yeah, I definitely am like, okay, let me do more things for myself, and let me do, because I before it was like, okay, I was moving from one person to another person,
Uh-huh.
to be like
Uh-huh.
the self love, but now I have that love,
Uh-huh.
and it's cool that I did it in a relationship with a person who was also growing. So it's
Mhm.
like, okay,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I know if anything, I still know who I am at the end of it,
Mhm. Mhm.
like
And that is, like,
mhm.
priceless.
Yeah, big time. Yep.
Like, nobody can take that shit away from you. Nobody can take your thoughts away from you,
Mhm.
your feelings. Like, that's on you.
Mhm.
You can't blame anybody for that. You have to take ownership over it,
Yeah.
And I think the faster you could do that, or, like, yeah, I guess the faster way you could do that or realize that is, like, the happier you'll be. Like, because
Mhm.
you'll be able to look for the red flags, or look for,
Mhm.
those things that before
Mhm.
weren't a big deal.
Yeah.
But now that you know yourself, and now you're like, hell no,
You're not
like,
putting up with it. You're not
uh-uh,
accepting that.
absolutely not. No.
That's cool.
So,
That's cool to see that the progress
yeah.
and to see like, no,
Uh-huh.
that was old me. That was that
Yeah.
version
The
of
old
me.
Lisa. Yeah.
That was that
I say that
version
all the
that
time.
you
I'm
had.
like,
Yeah, that's not this version.
uh-huh.
This is the upgraded version. Okay, right? Oh my gosh. So let's get into some facts.
Yes.
So breaking up can be an incredibly difficult and emotional experience, and it's important to recognize the stages you might go through and understand that you're not alone in these feelings. Breakups are not unlike those involved in the process of grieving after a death or any kind of loss. So the stages of grief include shock, denial, guilt, anger, bargaining,
Oh.
depression, and acceptance, and take into account a broader range of emotions people may experience during the grieving process.
Mm.
So, like you said, like it's a death of a relationship.
Uh-huh.
Stage one, denial. It is, sorry, initially it's common to experience denial, struggling to accept the end of the relationship. It may feel like a nightmare, and you might even hold onto hope for reconciliation. This is a natural response as our hearts cling to familiar patterns and routines.
Yeah.
I feel like with that, that's like where you're like, where like
But,
you guys still hook up, or you guys
uh-huh.
still text, or you
Sister
guys
text.
still that,
Yeah.
and it's like
Uh-huh.
you're in denial and just like
Uh-huh.
it's not gonna fix itself.
Uh-huh.
After
Uh-huh.
the
It's
problem is still
almost,
the problem.
yeah. It's almost like the longer you're in denial, the longer you're gonna be in this,
Mhm.
this
Mhm.
hell, this personal
Mhm.
hell.
Mhm. Mhm. Distraction. During this confusing stage, you may experience a whirlwind of emotions like regret and guilt. Seek ways to distract yourself. This might lead to impulse decisions, so it's crucial to find healthy outlets for your for your energy and emotions. So don't be a hoe for show
Don't
after
be. I mean.
I mean, to each their own. Anger. Feeling anger is healthy and necessary part of reclaiming your independence. See, like we were talking about independence. Whether directed at your ex, yourself, or the situation, your anger can be transformed into a positive force through creative and physical activities. Have you ever been like pissed and you're like, watch me do it? Like, I'm gonna do this on my own. Like, what? Like, I've been that way where I'm like, oh, you think I can do it? Or, I
Yeah,
just,
yeah.
anger fuels me and I hate that
Uh-huh.
about myself. Like,
Yeah.
girl, have that energy in
Yeah.
regular
Yes!
life. Like, why you gotta be mad? And then you turn into a
Uh-huh.
badass. Why can't you be a badass all the time? Like,
Uh-huh.
I could do it
Yeah.
myself. Like,
Uh-huh.
no.
It's that just like
Mm-hmm.
I don't like a
Yeah.
spark of like just
Uh-huh.
a
I,
reaction. Like,
uh-huh.
how dare you?
Yeah. I used to be the type to be like, I'm gonna leave you before you leave
Yeah,
me, right?
yeah,
Because I'm
yeah.
like, oh,
I'm gonna
hell
hurt
no.
you before you hurt me. Like,
Exactly. I'm gonna hurt you before you hurt
uh-huh.
me. And now I'm like, girl, ain't nobody trying to hurt
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
Like,
Like, stop it.
get over it. Let yourself.
Why are you trying to hurt?
You're fighting the air right now.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You're
That's a
fighting
good
the
one.
air. Bargaining. In this stage, you might try to think of ways to win your ex back.
Mhm.
Oh, hell no. Often blaming yourself for the breakup. It's important to remember that both partners share responsibility for a relationship success or failure.
Mhm.
I think that's a really good point because there has been like I think denial and bargaining are like similar,
Uh-huh.
right? Because it
Uh-huh.
says you're trying to win your ex back.
Yeah. So no revenge body for your
Uh-huh.
ex. Do it for your damn self.
Yeah.
Like, I did do that a little bit, but it was
Uh-huh.
more like the difference. The difference. Okay. The first marriage, I was like, fuck you. Like, I'm going to look so good, blah, blah, blah. But
Yeah.
I was already like working out. So it was
Uh-huh.
more like whatever. And like my second one, it was more of, um, let me get back to, like my mind right, get my mind right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And I think that helped with my physical too, because
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't more like a revenge body. It was more
Mm-hmm.
like, let me fix my shit, like
Yeah.
it was more like that. But I know the revenge body. I know it works. I know it works for some, because when I'm going through a breakup right now, and like I'm joking,
Yeah.
I'm joking, I'm joking, I'm joking, Max. I love you. No, but man, have you seen like girls that are in the gym that are just like,
Yeah.
man, they're going through shit. And
Mhm.
same thing with guys. Like I know, I don't want to say from Renee's experience, but I've
Mhm.
known like he's shared with me that it is tough for
Mhm.
just to like that's where you put all your rage in,
Yeah.
like by working out and by
Mhm.
pushing your body.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. I mean,
Mm,
I guess it's a bad thing if you're doing it for
motivation.
them.
Yeah, if you're doing anything for anybody but yourself,
Yeah.
it's not like if you're doing it to make somebody jealous or to make somebody.
I mean, it's gonna feel good, but
Yeah.
like, don't do
But
it for
at
them.
the end of the day, it's not fixing
Yeah.
what the real
Yeah.
issue was in that relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if it's about
Um
looks, guys, then run.
yeah. Yeah. Sadness. As sadness sets in, you might find yourself deeply mourning the loss of the relationship. It's essential to allow yourself to feel these emotions as they are a vital part of healing, but also be mindful not to linger in them for too long. Let's see. Oh, this is from Mel
Oh
Robbins'
yeah.
podcast. So Mel Robbins says,
Mm.
your body is wired to do life with this person. And so you are learning how to not do life with this person. And that's all of these first several painful months and heartache are all about. Because it's not just that your heart is breaking, it's all these patterns in your life. It's I don't know that word, circuitry in your body. It's your nervous system. It's the thoughts in your mind. It's the images in your heart. This is from Mel Robbins' podcast episode to anyone going through a breakup, how to heal a broken heart and move on. Um, yeah, like you don't think about that. Like we talked about like habits and like
Yeah.
what your daily life is
Yeah.
interrupted,
Yeah.
and it's like no,
Right.
it is true. Your body is wired to this
Mhm.
person to do
Mhm.
life with this person because it's like like
Yeah.
for instance, me and Fernando. He's the trash man and I'm the bag lady. So like he takes out the trash
The
and then
bag
I
lady.
refill the bag, right? And so it's
Uh-huh.
like yeah, there's certain
Uh-huh.
things in a partnership in a relationship that they do and you do, right? Like you
Uh-huh.
guys complement each
Uh-huh.
other and then now you're having to do it all 100% for yourself.
So now
it's
you're able to go in and throw something away and there's no bag in there and you're like, what the fuck? And you can only get mad at yourself.
yeah, exactly. And you have to be the trash man and the bag lady. Like you gotta be both. You gotta learn. So then
Funny example. I love that.
I know. Bag lady.
You gonna
Uh,
miss your bus.
uh-huh. Okay. Anyways, acceptance. Finally, acceptance arrives often unexpectedly as you start to find joy in new experiences and connections. This stage is about finding peace with the past and looking forward to the future. Yeah, because it's like okay, that version of me and that who I was is gone, and now it's like now I have to start up who I want to be.
Who I want to be. Yeah.
Yeah.
And just think about it, like who you want to be. Like
Mhm.
who, you have that power to be like, like I want my life from now on to be, like all filled with, I don't know, laughter or whatever,
Mhm.
So you're going to
Yeah.
put yourself in places where you're going to find laughter. You're going to find
Mhm.
joy. You're going to, you're not going to go to a relationship where, they're into something else,
Mhm.
because you already know what you like and what you don't like.
Yeah. It's like you hit the reset button. And it's
Yeah.
like, okay,
Yeah.
now we get to start with a clean slate and
Mhm.
what is it that we
Mhm.
like? What is
Mhm.
it from this relationship that I don't
Mhm.
want to bring into this? Because
Mhm.
I think that's sometimes what people do is
Yeah.
they carry around these bricks and they start a new relationship with these bricks. And it's like,
Mhm.
no, you can't bring bricks from there to this new
Uh-uh.
place. Like, no, you
Don't
can't. They're not going to
fit.
fit. It's just going to weigh it down.
Uh-huh.
Your house is
Look
going to fall
gross.
over.
It's gonna look ugly.
It's not aesthetic,
Yeah.
okay? It's not the aesthetic in this relationship.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, I think, and then I also think a big thing is like with marriage, it's like a lot of times it's frowned upon, for divorce, but it's like, no, like you don't have to stay in this. You don't have to stay in it.
Mhm.
Like, why? Who cares what anybody says? Like, this is not your mama's breakup. Exactly like what, you
Uh-huh.
titled it, because I think like you need to be able to live for yourself
Mhm.
and
And
like
and once you can do that, it's so much easier
mhm
because you have an understanding. They
mhm
have an understanding, and like
mhm
there's no like questions or
mhm
wondering or no, like everything's out there and and
mhm
it's out there because you put it out there.
yeah mhm
That's hard.
it's
That's so
really hard.
hard.
Being vulnerable is really hard.
Fuck that.
mhm
Woo.
ay, ay, ay. Yeah, I think everybody grieves a relationship in their own individual way, but I
Mhm.
think it's important to at the end of the day, like if you need help, ask for help. If
Mhm.
if you know somebody's going through a breakup, check in on them.
Exactly. Yeah,
You
that's
know,
big too.
check
Like,
in on them.
yeah, if you know someone that's going through shit like a breakup, and if you've been through a breakup,
Mhm.
like how shitty it is and everything. And if
Yeah.
there's something tiny that you can do for them, like
Mhm.
do it.
Mhm.
Fuck it, do it.
Yeah, and sometimes you have to show up for people
Mhm.
even though they're like, "No, I'm good." And it's like, "You
Yeah.
know what? I know you said you're good, but I'm gonna just be here
Uh-huh.
to to check for myself
Uh-huh.
that you're good,
Yeah.
you know."
Like let me, huh?
Yeah.
The whole let me
Uh-huh.
thing.
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Dang.
So check in on people, by the
Yeah.
way, that are going through stuff like this cuz I think
Uh-huh.
that's important. Um yeah, cuz I know like on Instagram, I can be like, "Oh, what? Why isn't the husband in the pictures no more? What's going on? Oh, what's going on there?"
Yeah.
Metiche.
Uh-huh.
Yes, I'm
Yeah.
nosy. I want to know what happened.
Yeah.
Tell me. Tell me what happened.
Like
Like,
a
have you
little,
seen
like
that?
a little.
Have you seen that where it's like if you've been posting your relationship on Instagram, we're all invested. So if it ends, you need to let us know. Where does that man go? What's happening? What happened? And it's like, okay, it's true. Like, because everybody's nosy and they want to know, but you don't get the right to that, right?
Yeah.
Unless you're on a podcast and then you tell, like,
Yeah,
if you
then
want
you
to. If you want to come on our podcast to let us know. I'm just kidding, guys.
Yeah.
But yeah. But
Mhm.
yeah, I mean, it's something that everybody goes through and everybody deals through it differently. But I think it's important for people to check on people during this time because it is like a big loss. And it is, even if that person was an asshole and you knew it all along, you need to be there for your people and be like, you know what? I know that person was an asshole. I know they didn't treat you right, but you're still mourning the love and the what you had in that relationship.
Like, let them like vent. Let them like, even though they're like, that guy or that girl was the biggest piece of shit ever. Like, they need to get it out. Let them get it out.
Yeah.
Just let them.
They saw something in that person for a while, for, however long it was. And that's not, they're not, what is it? She said wired. Like, they're not wired. They're de-wiring them from their body. So be there for people. Like, it's hard. Big time. So, on a last note, one of the most important things in breakup grief is not to judge what you think you should or shouldn't be feeling. Don't should on yourself, like Renee says. Don't should on yourself. There's really no one way to experience loss. It's very hard to lose someone you love. You will feel many different things at many different times. In grief, these stages come and go. Try to allow yourself whatever feelings you have or don't have and grieve for as long as you need. The end.
Oh man, I know. And like, going back to my daughter, like, it sucks hearing hearing her go through the shit that she goes through,
Bet.
And she'll tell me, like, and I always say shit. I always say something, like, even if it's like something that she can like hold on to later or something, you know. But I'm always saying shit. And the other day she was like, "Mom," like, she had a breakup, but this was a few months ago, but she's still feeling it, right?
Yeah.
And she's like, "Mom," she's like, "it still hurts me." And I'm like, "I'm sorry, like, I know." She's like, "So I know I'm never gonna get back with him. I know." She's like, "But it still hurts."
Yeah.
And I was like, "I'm sorry. I know it's gonna hurt."
Yeah.
And it'd be cool if maybe Tony. Oh, Tony would be good if he can talk about like his son, like a son version, like the boy version, because I don't only have my daughter, but
yeah,
it'd be interesting to know
a boy's perspective.
Point of view. Yeah.
Raising a boy.
Raising a boy. If you have one, holla.
Crazy. That's hard. Raising boys is hard. My best friend has 3.
That's right.
She has 3.
Wow.
No. Yeah. I'm like, no, thank you. Literally, no, thank you. No children. Team no kids, like Renee says. Team no kids. Oh my gosh. All right, are you ready to get deep?
Let's go. Deep. Get deep. Let's do. This is a deeper. Oh shit. Oh, this is cute. What is your favorite family tradition?
My favorite family tradition is my mom always used to, when we lived with her, she would wake us up with like balloons for our birthday and stuff like that. That was always cool.
Yeah, that is cool. I love that she does that.
Our new family tradition is we do like, because of COVID, we do like family dinner for somebody's birthday or breakfast, and we all go and we do to go instead of going to a restaurant.
Really?
And we eat dinner.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah. Like today is my dad's birthday, by the way.
Happy birthday, Theo.
And my niece set up the table. She like did like a whole little fancy thing with the plate, and then it says Camilo's birthday party, and like she's just a little like party planner, like. So she has a whole like itinerary of what she wants to do, and then like yeah. So that's our new tradition, and I think that's cool. Like, because for like Easter, we went over there and stuff like that. Like it's something that we're like this little group of us that because of COVID now we have these new traditions, and it's like we just kept them. So I was like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Oh, that is cool.
What about you?
That's cool. I know we've had a lot of family traditions, and they've kind of faded over the years because everybody moves and stuff. So, but I think my favorite one is either Father's Day or my dad's birthday. Only because this is something we actually do every single year. Is that we go to church, we go to mass, 7:30, and then we go to breakfast after. We go to Denny's because that was my dad's favorite place. And then usually like my Nino and my Nina come, and your parents come, or your mom would come, and then now your dad's going to come. Now that he's retired, he'll be able to come.
That retired life.
And then we'll go to the cemetery after and say a prayer and then kind of talk and stuff. And you've been to a couple. Usually they're like during the week.
Yeah.
So it's in the morning. So it's like, it's hard for everybody to come and stuff. But it is cool to see everybody,
that's cool.
reunite and talk about my dad. And, he's such a cool man.
That's nice. That's a nice tradition.
Yeah.
Also, our family tradition has always been to go to Easter at the park, and Olivia has always been detrimental to that. So thank you, Olivia, for that memory.
Thank you so much for. Fuck, that's been forever. Ever since we been born.
Kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Big time.
Wow.
Yep.
Don't look inside the eyes, guys.
The bunny.
You'll be disappointed forever.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I did have the episode with Van, Renee's friend. When we were talking, he used the term illegal immigrants, and it wasn't until later that until I watched it that I was like, oh, I hate that term. I like to use the term undocumented because I feel like because the term illegal is
it's like a crook or like
it's like illegal aliens.
Yeah.
Like somebody called my mom that, and I was ready to go fight them. And so I wanted to correct that I literally was wearing a shirt that says no one is illegal on stolen land, and I was like, and then I didn't correct him, so I was like, I know it didn't come from it wasn't malice or anything like that, but it bothered me, like it irked me that I didn't say anything, so I wanted to correct that. The correct term is undocumented, so just wanted to put that out there. So
I'm guilty of that too. I think I say. Oh, I don't even think I say those words because it's just not in my vocabulary.
Yeah.
But like undocumented sounds correct.
Yeah. So I just wanted to put that out there. But so we made it through a whole hour, guys.
Yes, we did it.
Just us two.
Like, different ways, right? Or kind of.
Yeah. Well, guys, thanks for listening. See you next week.
Yeah. Bye.
Thank you for joining us. If you are in need of any medical assistance, please contact your local provider. If you are having thoughts of suicide, please call the National Suicide Hotline at 988. In case of emergency, call 911. See you next week as we talk about
the things we're not supposed to talk about.